Hello and welcome to Engine Adventures. Today we have this gorgeous 2023 Lexus LC500. So this is kind of a follow-up vehicle to the Lexus LFA, kind of. It took a lot of technology that Lexus learned from the LFA and applied it here. So there's a lot of really cool packages. This one has active rear steer because it has the performance handling package, which gets you these gorgeous 21-inch wheels. And awesome, I love this paint, this cadmium orange, and it's got metal flake in it, so it's just gorgeous car. And 5-liter V8, 471 horsepower, 389 torque. It's very nice. The V8, you can even hear it on idle, and it's got actually quad exhaust tips in there, 2 on each side. Anyway, when you rev it up, it just sounds really good. There's the 5-liter V8. Again, 471 horsepower, 398 or 89. I think 398 foot-pounds of torque. And I'm surprised there's no tower brace across the top, but it does have braces here, and also on the back. And this chassis is so stiff. So when you go over, you take a big dip at an angle so you don't scrape the front end, which is quite low. And you don't hear any creaks or anything. It's just super stiff, and handling and stuff too. You notice how stiff the chassis is on this thing. It's wonderful. More stuff that Lexus has learned from the LFA. It's really quite well put together. Anyway, lots of plastic coverings, like all luxury vehicles now, but it is just a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 and sounds amazing, revs really well. It's just a beautiful engine. Let's go over the exterior a little bit. Of course, you still have the Lexus spindle grille up front, but I don't know, it's not terrible on this one. Some of them looks crazy, but triple LED headlights per side, and they're very bright. Really like how these headlights work. I haven't driven at night hardly at all, so just a tiny bit. And let's go ahead and flip those on. Interesting door handles, of course. Let's see if these will stay on at least for a minute. So there you go, triple beam, all beams are on. I'm not sure how the brights work because the brights aren't on right now, but I wonder if it just changes where the headlights are pointed, you know, raises them up and out a little bit, makes it spread the light out and give you a better view. Up front we have these I don't even remember what the tires are. Anyway, they're 245/40 RF 21s. These are Dunlop SP Sport Max run flats, and we'll get into that in a minute, but there is no spare tire or tire repair kit because they are run flat tires. Go back here, instead of 245s we have 275, so that's just over an inch wider in the rear, and they're still 21-inch wheels, but man, these things look excellent. And these tires are quite sticky. Give you a view of the tread pattern. They're not really that worn down. That's just how, anyway, how grippy these are. So better for conditions without dirt and debris and stuff on the road, because they're really made for higher performance. Back here we have the rear wing, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Again, it sits flat here. When you get above like 60 miles an hour, pops up, and you can just barely see it. So it only pops up to like here. It's not like a crazy big thing, but it does pop up a little bit. I do like the rear brake light, or the, I don't remember what they call it, the high stop lamp or something. Anyway, integrated the LEDs into there very nicely. And of course, part of the handling package is this carbon fiber hood, not hood, roof. and that package is expensive. I imagine that's real carbon fiber. It's very, very nice looking. I think it ties in with the rest of the car really well, but it also reduces your weight up high. There's no trunk button on the outside that I know of, and I just found it actually right there. All my junk in here, but just like in the Lexus LS, the battery is right here. And am I gonna be able, I should be able to get to that. There you go. So battery's right there, and that is a balance thing, weight and balance thing, up front or at the back here. I don't know if there are other options without the run flats, and you'd have a toolkit or something here, and then underneath here, your looks like a jack would fit perfectly in there. You got a screwdriver, your tire iron. Anyway, all that stuff would fit in there normally, but this one has the run flats, which I think assist in how stiff the ride is. Run flats are known for being pretty stiff, so anyway, I think that does it for the exterior. I mean, now the sun's out, of course, so when we get the interior shots, it's gonna be harder to see, but hopefully that paint is picking up. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous cadmium metallic paint. Inside, I like the layout. Actually, it's not a touch screen here, so you can see my reflection on the screen all the way back here. Not a touch screen. There are, I don't know, it takes a minute to get used to. For example, my seat cooler's on. You gotta go all the way into here, scroll down, turn that off. So now you can actually hear yourself without the seat air conditioning in there. Anyway, I wish there were some more buttons for this kind of stuff, and the side bolsters on this thing are actually quite tight. I'm 5'10", 185-ish, 190 in that range, and this thing's really tight for me. So if you're bigger than me, it's gonna be really hard to fit in this car. And these seats are part of that handling package as well, I believe. Let's see. Alcantara Sport seats. So yes, they're part of that handling package, and we'll go over that whole thing in a bit. Anyway, they really hold you tight. The side bolsters and the hip bolsters, they're very tall, and I can't find a way to adjust them. So yeah, anyway, the seat has a lumbar support and all that, but I can't figure out how to adjust the side bolsters anywhere. And anywhere in the screen as well. I'm not saying it's not there, I'm just saying I haven't figured it out yet. So anyway, it does have a head-up display. Probably see that flickering there. That's a nice feature, as always. I like having the head-up display. It has the driver assistance, lane keep assist, which did okay, and the adaptive cruise control, all that kind of stuff. Audio system on this thing is pretty good. It's only like a 12 speaker, but when I say only, there it is, 13 speaker. 13 speakers in this small of a space is not bad at all. And I did try and sit back there. So if you take a look at the leg room, I can slide this seat forward where I fit okay, and then my legs will fit back there. But then my head hits because the roof slopes, and my head was in between here and the glass, and I just couldn't get comfortable anywhere in there. So, and it only is a 4-seater, no middle seat. It does have a subwoofer there. Anyway, it's a very nice car, and it's more driver oriented. So a lot of other vehicles, sports cars, whatever they may be, you get in them and so much technology going on, and this one kind of simplifies that, which I've enjoyed so far. So I mean, it has all the features you need, and like I said, if you need to get to, ventilated seats, you can just jump into here, adjust your climate, which you can adjust it here. So anyway, but you can adjust the seat heating and ventilating and stuff in here as well. But really, there's not a whole lot going on in it. And yeah, I mean, it has the brake hold function. This is to manually raise the rear spoiler, which we'll do. this transmission is something we need to talk about. I'll talk about it a little bit on the driving section, but this is the 10-speed direct shift automatic with these magnesium paddle shifters. You can feel they're metal, but they're so lightweight because magnesium, you know, lightweight metal. When they used to make wheels out of those, and then cars would catch on fire and those wheels would just burn like crazy and they couldn't put them out. So they've gone away from that. But anyway, these magnesium paddle shifters are nice. When you use those, we have the different drive modes: comfort, eco. So if you pull it down twice, it'll be in eco. If you push in on the end, it's in custom or normal. So first one's normal, then custom, and then sport and sport plus. So, and then on this side we have snow mode, and if you push in, you can turn off traction control. Again, handling package adds to that with a Torsen style limited slip rear differential. This car, 10-speed transmission, that direct shift, so it works kind of like a dual clutch, but it doesn't have a dual clutch. Still has torque converter, and it has a torque converter lockup, and the direct shift part of it is a ton of work in making sure that it shifts smoothly but crisply and engages the torque converter bypass or the torque converter lockup, whatever you want to call it. The clutches there will engage quickly. So basically, 2nd through 10th gear, it's engaged. Like immediately you shift into the 2nd gear and it engages those clutches. So you're not using the torque converter except in 1st gear for launching from a stop. And I don't think it locks up at all in 1st gear, but it might actually lock up those clutches and bypass the torque converter in 1st gear too. I don't think it does though. That was more technology they developed in the LFA that they've brought to this vehicle. It does have, I mean, all versions of it, not just this one with the handling package, but the double joint multi-link front suspension. So it changes the pivot point wherever Lexus wants to put it, essentially. Other vehicles have been doing that for a while. It's cool to see here, and it handles like it. I mean, it's totally just an amazing handling vehicle. And I don't know what to expect with this car. So 471 horsepower is quite a lot, and for something this size especially. But the car feels just a little bit more heavy. It feels so solid and planted. I love it, but at the same time, you can get a much cheaper BMW M240 or something that almost feels, this is definitely a little bigger inside, or it feels that way, but not much. And the rear seat, I mean, there's not really any room back there anyway. In the M240, there's a little bit more, it feels like. So I don't know, all around I don't know if I can entirely justify this vehicle. Again, I normally do pickup trucks and SUVs and stuff, so this is kind of a special thing for me, and I love this car. I just can't decide how much it's worth it. So let's go over the Monroney real quick. Base price $93,450 for this 2023 LC500 Coupe. It's cadmium orange, and final assembly is in Japan. So head-up display is $900. Mark Leveson 13-speaker surround sound, $1,200. Premium paint, $595. And the big package here is this dynamic handling package for $9,570. So 21-inch forged alloy wheels with polished and black finish. They look amazing. Torsen limited slip differential, active rear steering, variable gear ratio steering, speed activated rear wing, intuitive parking assist. I don't know, I didn't use that, I don't know what that is. Alcantara sport seats, carbon fiber roof, Alcantara headliner, carbon fiber door scuff plate, which I didn't show you, but right there. Anyway, brings the total up to 105, add in the destination of 1150, and 106,885 is the MSRP for this thing. Fuel mileage on the highway, I think I'm getting a little bit better than that. And around town, that's probably pretty close, especially when I'm messing around a little bit. Combined 19. I think most people who can control themselves when they're driving it will do better than that. If you're not on the throttle all the time, you're going to get better fuel mileage than that. But because it sounds so good, it's a little bit harder to not accelerate a little quicker and listen to that. Yeah, beautiful exhaust sound. I feel like handling videos are never that clear. It's never easy to see how well a vehicle handles on video. I mean, it's cool, you can show going around corners and stuff and do some cinematic things to make it look good, but anyway, I'm not gonna be able to show you how planted and stable this thing feels on the corners. But anyway, zipping through these little S curves here, it just is a breeze. Requires hardly any effort at all. And it's just, yeah, I mean, I think this is like a ideally 20-mile-an-hour corner, but really it's no effort at all in this LC500. I mean, I don't even feel like I'm trying, and easily double the 20-mile-an-hour recommendation for these corners. All set for a 0 to 60 run. 3, 2, actually, this one we're gonna go to Sport Plus mode, and I'll brake torque it. So just a little, not a lot, but okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, the traction control. Immediately traction control. So we're gonna stop that and do it again. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, a tiny bit of traction control. 60. And I hope you can hear that glorious sound. Like I said, this thing doesn't even have to try on cornering or anything. It goes. We're gonna do one more of those right up here. I won't brake torque it this time, just do a flat foot and see if we can do a little bit better. Let's do the second 0 to 60 here. The first one was 6.45 seconds, and this one, I'm just gonna flat foot it. We are in S Plus or Sport Plus, so just flat footing it. I'm not gonna brake torque it like that. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. And 5.88 seconds flat footing it. So the difference there, I was wondering if that would happen, but the difference there, when I was brake torquing it, it would have too much launch power or whatever, spinning the wheels, causing traction control to come on, and effectively limiting how fast I was going. But with flat footing it, no brake torquing, it didn't spin the wheels at all, therefore traction control didn't kick in, and it was half a second faster. So anyway, this car, pretty awesome. I mean, that's not insanely fast. Like I said, the BMW M240i with all-wheel drive, just, I mean, it's a monster of a little sport coupe. It's very, very fast, but this thing, I love it. So amazing to drive. Cruising on the freeway in the LC500 is very nice. Of course, the handling and ride are, well, the handling's excellent. The ride's a little bit stiff, but it is definitely a sports car, you know, designed for really good handling. And this one has the handling package with the 21-inch wheels instead of 20s, so it's a little bit stiffer, and because you have less tire sidewall to absorb the bumps. But anyway, it's very, very nice. The steering does exactly what you want it to do. Right now the spoiler's up, but anyway, it's a great highway cruising vehicle, but it is a little bit stiff. I don't know, it's not quite a Grand Tourer for me just because it's a little bit more stiff. And you can see here, 10-speed transmission. I do like keeping the gears up, so I'll downshift. Jumped all the way down to 7. I do like keeping that up on there because it helps a little bit when you're slowing down. This thing, the direct, I can't remember what they call it, direct shift transmission, I believe is what they call it. It engages the torque converter bypass or the clutches, so you're directly connected to the engine like a manual transmission would be. It does that as much as it can. So go back into auto. Anyway, it feels quite similar to a dual clutch transmission. It's not the same thing, but the shifts are very, very fast, and you, especially in Sport Plus mode, you can feel it. Right now I'm in comfort mode and I can't really feel the shifts at all, but in Sport Plus you feel the clutches lock up every single time, and I don't know, it does give you more feedback for sure. It's a very quick shifting, but here, even in comfort mode, you see how fast the RPMs drop and everything. It grabs the gears, holds on to them pretty quick. Like I said, it feels like a dual clutch. It's not. It has basically your torque converter lockup, and instead of not locking the torque converter very often, it locks it 2nd through 10th gear and pretty much locks it up immediately, which is a cool idea. I wish, you know, especially like trucks and stuff, when you're towing, having a torque converter locked up, you lock it up right away rather than letting the torque converter heat up, you know, the transmission fluid heat up. It would be a much better system. So anyway, enough about this awesome 10-speed transmission. I guess there have been problems with the 8-speed version. I don't know of any with the 10-speed. It seems like a 10-speed's doing really well. So this car, think of it as the follow-up to the LFA a little bit. So all the technology they got from the LFA, they were able to implement a lot of that into this. It'd be sweet if they had the V10, but anyway, this 5-liter V8 will have to do. Thank you for watching Engine Adventures review of this 2023 Lexus LC500. It's a beautiful car, super fun to drive, and quite pricey. You can get an LS or an LC for about the same price, but the handling on this thing is incredible. It just drives so well, and gorgeous cadmium orange paint. This thing, especially when the sunlight hits it, it just looks amazing. I don't know if you're picking up all these mosquitoes on there, but the whole car's covered in mosquitoes now. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, be sure to ring the bell. Well, subscribe first, then ring the bell so you get notifications when we post new videos. Give me a thumbs up and comment down below. If you didn't like it, do all the same stuff, but give me a thumbs down and comment down below. I want to know why you didn't like it. I really enjoyed this vehicle. I was a little bit nervous driving around. I'm used to trucks and SUVs, but this thing, just amazing, super fun car to drive. Thanks again. Have a great day.